What's up, folks? Welcome to Nino's Corner.tv. I'm with Micah Haince and with Noble Gold. And folks, the markets are volatile. People don't know what to do. I don't know what to do, but I think the safest bet is gold and silver. Micah, thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks for having me on, David. First thing is, first time on your show, I want to say thank you. I've been here at Noble Gold 6 years. I have dozens of clients that are your audience members, and I love them all. I love you. I love your story. I love that you're a fighter.
Thank you.
Everything is awesome, so thanks for having me on. And yeah, we can cover whatever's helpful, just for framing the current market and where we're at and where we're going.
So I've heard from certain guests on my show that silver is going to go past 300, 350. It could even go further than that, and gold as well. I'm going to show right now what the market is for silver at the moment, and it's 87, right? I mean, we never thought it, a lot of people never thought it'd go past 50. And here it is right now at 87.72. And what can we expect here, man? I mean, this is just up and down. It's like bipolar.
Yeah, look, there's a lot of volatility that comes with the territory, especially for silver. It's basically the hyper little sister, whereas gold's kind of the cool, calm, collected older brother. Gold leads the precious metals complex. Often it sort of only moves 1 or 2% when silver can move 3, 4, 5, 6, and we've seen that obviously, and you've been following a long time. So silver's volatile nature is just normal. But what's happening this time last year? If I told you we were going to be like on the edge of 90, without even going through the fact that we were actually at 120 this time last month, right?
Right.
You would have been like, from your lips to God's ears. Let's hope that could happen. Well, it has happened. 50, as you noted, was always the big boss, right? Like the all-time high, 1980 and 2011, those were hit, that $50 mark was hit 2 times. And we were just there in October. That's not that long ago, right? Like Halloween, we just crossed 50, and it went from 50 to 120. That's 135-40% move in 2.5 months. You're right about where the price of silver can go. I'm actually expecting something between $300 and $500, and it could be as soon as something like within the next 12 months.
So buy now, man. Buy now.
Buy now. Look, I think something that's worth noting that we saw yesterday, I don't know if is a little bit of a technical thing, and I'm not the best person, I'm not the authority on this, but yesterday afternoon, the CME, which is the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, but they basically operate the COMEX, they had a market shutdown for not only silver but natural gas, but they just randomly in the afternoon they just pulled the plug on being able to do any silver trading. And the reason why they did it, in my opinion, is silver was just about to crack $92, and 92 right now is a really big line to defend. If silver can get up above 92, it's going to probably get back to the 120 zone really fast. This happened right around Thanksgiving. David, I don't know if you remember, but it was like the Thursday before. Sorry, Thursday was Thanksgiving. I think it was the Friday after or something like that, where it was right about to cross 54, which at that time was the key level like 92 is now. And they shut down trading just to basically block it, stop it, and force it down over the next couple trading days. What happened, though, in December and in January is it went from 50 to, like I said, 120. So it more than doubled in 2 months the last time that they froze the silver market. And they did this last night. So is it a coincidence? I think not. I think they're just literally blocking it and jamming it from getting above that threshold. We call it painting the charts. They like to slam the price and send it down.
So that's what I'm confused on this, man. Like, what dictates the price here? Like, why is this up and down, up and down? What the hell's going on? Like,
yeah,
how is this deciding the price of silver? I mean, it seems like it shoots up, then it goes down, shoots up, goes down. What's making it shoot up? What's making it go down?
For sure. I would tell you, look, there's 2 big things right now to keep your eye on. There's the Shanghai Gold Exchange, which didn't really exist until a couple of years ago, or didn't have the kind of focus and predominance that it does now. An ounce of silver in China right now is already almost $110. Okay, that's the Shanghai Gold Exchange price for an ounce of silver is like well over 100. And we're still in the mid to high 80s over here. And people go, how can an ounce of silver be worth more there than here? Shares in NVIDIA aren't worth more there than they are here. So it's like, how can the same asset have two different prices? Well, it's because the Shanghai Gold Exchange is actually a physical settlement exchange, meaning they only sell the silver that they have, and it's a very scarce and finite commodity that's very important to industry and to investors from a monetary perspective and obviously technological perspective. But when you look at the COMEX, which again is operating under the CME, it is a paper settlement exchange. They do not deliver 95+% of all the trades that occur, right? So it's really just a paper market. So I've explained to my clients and to different podcasts and different audience members and affiliates of ours that think of it this way. In New York, in the COMEX, they're able to sell up to, let's say, the rumor is like 300 times the amount of silver that they actually have on paper. Okay, like for example, yesterday at $92 when they shut the CME down, as soon as it turned back on, they sold 160 million ounces of silver. That's 20% of a year's worth of mining supply, because a year is about 800 million ounces. So do you actually think that 160 million ounces traded hands yesterday in a 15-minute increment? Absolutely not. But they basically nuke the price by selling all this paper to really flush it down. And think of it this way. If you own one house, should you be able to sell it 300 times to crash all the house prices on your street?
Insane.
No.
That's what's happening.
So we're in this big tug of war, like a big arm wrestling match, East versus West. We see it on other levels too, right? It's like it's all over the place, like China versus the U.S., East versus West. This physical commodity strategic allocation. It's like a big game of Risk that's being played globally about who can acquire the most critical assets and the critical commodities, right? And so we will see those $300 to $500 price ranges for silver over the next couple of years, because that's what's needed to be able to have the supply and demand imbalances resolved. We're so far away and we're still so early. So to your point, we need to just be encouraging people. Yes, it's volatile. I know it can be a bit scary, but volatility is actually a gift to the upside as well. Silver's still very cheap.
So people out there are asking me like, well, I mean, where do I put it? They have to have the metals on them. That's what I've been told is the safest bet. And Noble Gold, where do I buy? I say Noble Gold Investments. They deliver to their house.
Yep.
They get it there. They sign for it. And they put it in a safe. But I mean, it's important to have these metals on you, correct?
It is. Like, I'm a believer that, look, if it's not physical and it's not yours, you probably don't own it. But this thing full of gold and silver, also guns and ammo, of course. I'm a hunter.
Absolutely.
And whatnot. But my wife and I both have IRA accounts in our Dallas facility. I was there in November with my whole team, including Colin, who you've interviewed many times. This place is insane. And the reason we work with them for vaulting options is that they are fully private, fully insured, maximum security, and they offer segregated only, which means every single account, whether it's yours or mine or my wife's or any of my clients, their metals sit in their name only. You can go there, you can touch them. We're the only gold company that actually audits your photographs, audits your metals and photographs them and sends them to you. You can look at all the serial numbers. You can withdraw specific bars if you want. The reason that you do need to have your metals vaulted sometimes is if it's in a retirement account, that's one thing. But also, I've got clients that are buying millions of dollars of metal.
I've heard there's a rush for this, man. This is
it's insane. I have been here again 6 years, and the high net worth folks are just waking up now, and we're actually seeing real not shortages, but tightness. That's something I get a lot too. Is, do you have any metal? Yeah, tons. Come at me with whatever you want to invest. I can help you right away. But in 2 to 3 months, I might not be able to. You can fit 6 figures in a safe like this, but are you comfortable holding that? Right.
It's dangerous.
Some people are, some people aren't, right? So I've seen it all, but we move tens of millions every month all over the country safely without a hitch, fully insured, into your hands. We back it, we guarantee it until it's with you at home. And also we do a ton of retirement accounts, which is where most people have their money, right? Other than your house, your biggest asset's probably your 401k.
Right.
And why leave that in the market when we're maybe not in the short term. I actually don't expect the market to crash until after midterms. There's going to be quite a bit of propping
That's
up.
what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing. So, folks, you want to
100%.
stock up now.
Yeah, look, and I think once we cross 92, which we were there yesterday, now they're kind of smashing it to have a lower monthly close. We'll end up, I think, in March getting back to where we were at the end of January, so 100, 120. But once we cross 120, David, I'm looking for a move that's as explosive, but likely more explosive than what we saw from the move from a $50 silver to 120. So $70. That's the minimum I'd expect. So add that to the breakout at 120 once we cross it. That's 190. The $200, $300 this year silver folks, I think they're probably onto something. Whether that happens this year or next year, I don't care. I can't guarantee any kind of outcome or time frame. Although I can tell you it's going there and likely much higher. Just don't wait for it, right?
Is China always going to be higher priced than us? I mean, I don't understand how they're.
Oh, sure.
So this is the way it's going to be the whole way
Yeah.
through. Even we hit 300, there'll be a 320 or whatever. I mean, it's always going to be. They're going to be another $20, $40 ahead of us. How is this working? I don't understand that.
Yeah, so it's basically like, you can look at the price online and you call me up and say, hey, I want to buy an ounce of silver for $87. And I say, well, look, that's the raw metal price of silver in the ground. That's what a mining company sells the raw doré or concentrate for to a refinery. Refineries have to buy the material at that price and then produce it. So you're always paying more. You have a premium above the spot price. But, it's like, think about COVID. Okay, you were having markups above the sticker price for cars, used cars, all these things. Because why? Because there just wasn't enough to go around. So the market commands a higher price for something that's actually scarce, just basic supply and demand dynamics. In the West or in, the United States, we still basically don't have issues. We're like two steps behind China, where they are further ahead in this precious metal cycle, in the monetary debasement cycle, in the idea that like if your wealth isn't in something physical, it likely doesn't exist and it doesn't really stand a chance of making it through some kind of major financial crisis. And so they historically and culturally understand the metals much better than we do. And they're kind of like, I don't care what it costs, get an ounce of physical silver in my hand right now. And that's why they have a premium, because they kind of realize there's not enough of this stuff for everybody. And we still are kind of dormant and docile and think that the online price is what it's actually worth. But you're right. The normal thing that happens when you have a big differential between the China price and the US price is that all the metal's going to go over there. Why wouldn't you buy an ounce here for 87 or whatever dollars and deliver it over there for a 15% premium? It's called an arbitrage. Right? Most people will buy something somewhere and bring it somewhere else that it has a higher price and just clip the difference, right? It's a very old strategy, and normally arbitrages are exploited and they're closed pretty quickly because then the market kind of recalibrates and rebalances. But we've had a big differential for almost a year. It's unheard of, right? So I think this will actually lead to real silver shortages because, one, China produces most of the refined silver globally, 70% from some sources, right? So they make 70% of all the bullion that's in circulation. Mexico, which I know you've been covering a lot in the last few days, and thank you so much for doing that because it's a crazy situation.
It's insane.
Mexico produces 65% of all the world's raw silver out of the ground.
Really? I never would have guessed that.
All the pure silver mines are there. There are very few
What?
actual silver mines pure silver mines outside of Mexico.
And I know that Trump is trying to bring the silver mining back here, and he wants it to hit like a sweet spot of like 300 to get companies to believe in coming here. That this is what I'm hearing. So he wants to bring the silver mining back to America.
They're trying to beef up refinement capacity because China's 60 to 70%. Switzerland is 20 to 25%. The US maybe accounts for 5%. It's like nothing, right? It's a drop in the bucket. So we will probably, again, with this arbitrage idea, with also the idea that China makes most of this, and they, since January 1st, have export bans. They're not actually sending as much to us anymore. So not as much of it is coming over here. A lot of it's being bought and brought over there to be sold and have an arbitrage clipped. And what that'll lead to, pardon me, is, like I say, maybe in 2 or 3 months, I have zero inventory because there's like a lag time in the logistics of The supply chain, right? Like it's like again, COVID's a good example. It's like this stuff happened, the lockdowns happened, everything was fine for a bit, but then all of a sudden you went to the grocery store and there was nothing on the shelf for like
Yeah.
a long time.
Right.
So the panic buying though hasn't really started here. It's been going on for a long time over there. Again, just think of it as we're going there. We're just a couple of steps behind. So like, again, if you could have known back during COVID that you have to go to Costco and get all your stuff before the rush, you should be doing that. Like you should be calling me. And
Everyone waits till the last
now.
second, man. I mean, it seems like right now we are in this storm that's brewing, and people are hunkering down and taking shelter. That's how I see it. A lot of people be like, I'm more into the crypto. I want to grow my money. I'm like, you want to preserve your money, man. That's where I'm at with this right now. We don't know how we're going to come out on the other side of this, right? I mean, I'd rather have my wealth preserved than put it in something and lose it all.
These are the two best things about gold and silver right now. One, safest asset on the planet. They're the oldest. They're the most universally accepted. It go back thousands of years. They are money anywhere in the world. They can never go to zero. You're not in the dollar. You're not in a bank. You're not in a stock. All those things can go to zero. Gold and silver can never. So number one, it's the safest, bar none. Number two, they are the best performing, and it's partly because they are the safest. So they basically are up more than anything else. They're up more than tech. They're up more than stocks. They're up more than cryptos. And there's a time and a place to own gold and silver, and it's literally right now, and probably for the next 3 to 5 years still.
I would say, right now, like buy now, because we don't know when this is. It could shoot up tomorrow.
And you want to hear something crazy, David? It's like your clients or your audience members that are my clients, the people that are still buying now, it's not new buyers. Okay, new buyers are still kind of sleeping. 70% of my business, going back to like when we started getting really busy in October, 70% of sales is repeat.
Wow, man.
The people who own it at $20 and $30 are still the biggest buyers at 80, 90, 100, 110.
Because they see what's coming. They've
made tons of money already, and they're like, I'm doubling down, tripling down because I know where it's going. So that should be super encouraging to folks because it's not an overcrowded FOMO trade yet at all. The second thing is we will at some point get to like a really crazy FOMO type of mania, and that could be years off, but that'll be a sign that, okay, like maybe at that point you sell, but
I'm wondering like what the big question to me is like, okay, you have all this gold and silver, and then you just sit on it. I mean, I don't know what it's going to be like on the other side of this. I mean, I guess, a lot of people say we're going back to a gold-backed system, gold-backed, silver-backed dollar. That's what a lot of people are saying.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? Do we trade this in for the gold-backed? I don't.
There are a lot of outcomes.
Like, is it going to be something you can borrow against? I mean, how does this work?
Look, I would say a couple things is we never know exactly what's going to happen, but I do think all roads lead to gold. The thing, though, is like going back to a gold standard, there's a couple of different camps, but to simplify it, there's the crowd who thinks it's going to happen proactively, that Trump is going to reprice gold and that's going to happen this year. The biggest rumor is that it's going to happen in time for the 250th anniversary of independence.
I think I'll be on Micah. It's got to happen soon. I think this year is the year of action, 2026. He's not messing around on all fronts.
It absolutely could. And one of the crazy things that I've mentioned on another podcast is there's someone, an absolute whale, we're talking a billionaire, who has been buying call options in the tens of millions of dollars for gold at $15,000 and $20,000. Okay, now this is like, don't do anything based on this, but why would a billionaire waste tens of millions of dollars buying call options that'll expire completely worthless in 6 months if we don't get to a 10, 15, or $20,000?
Well, in 6 months,
and you can see it because
you know something.
I will send you the link to that X post that shows you this buyer and they're just buying it. It's off the chart. So that's like very anecdotal, but maybe that's a reason to believe that it could happen proactively. But my theory, and this is not political or anything against Trump, it's just that I don't think that we will hamstring ourselves and eliminate the ability to print cash prior to a market correction or a recession. And I do think we're looking at something like that, not until after midterms, but I think in the next year, we could easily have a 20 to 30% stock market crash and potentially
So really
recession.
after midterms is when you think the so to speak, the
I do.
shit's going to hit the fan, man.
I do. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because I don't think we will go back to a gold standard where you can't freely print money. If we're going to go into something like that, again, not being political here, any government that's going to be in a big recession wants to be able to just throw cash at it to try and get you out, right? Now, that's going to be like COVID, where inflation rockets, the metals price rockets,
Yeah.
all that stuff is going to go crazy again. And so, look, to your earlier question about what do we do, there will be a time to sell. Okay, but there's a few things to do. There will be a time to sell. There'll be a time to convert your silver to gold, which silver is way more volatile, but it spikes and usually generates 2 to 3 times higher returns than gold. And that means gold could double, but then silver goes up by 6 times. And honestly, that's actually kind of what I think will happen. We'll see gold at 10 grand and silver maybe at 500 from 80. So if that happens, you sell your
Silver at 500, is that what you just said?
Yeah. Yep.
Damn,
Yep.
dude.
And that's based on a 20 to 1
I was
price
buying it at
ratio.
20, or actually, no, I was buying it about like 28.30. That's when I started, I think.
Yeah. And I've been buying since like 12 and 13.
Well, I feel pretty good about myself right now.
You, and like I said, the guys who are still buying now, they will have more than 10 times, maybe 20 times on their original.
But it just
ounces
shows how the
purchased.
money's worthless, basically. Like, I mean, it's not that silver and gold are going up so much. It's just that the dollar's devalued.
Exactly. And then to your point about a gold standard, about when it happens, we don't know. But we do know that fiat's always die. And it does seem like we're in late innings of the currency cycle here in the US. It's just that we still have, for all intents and purposes, like the world's reserve currency, at least for the most part. I know that BRICS are doing their thing and there's still a lot of stuff going on there, but the dollar's not going to zero tomorrow. But why do you want to hold all of your wealth in anything that's dollar denominated when the dollar dropped 15% just in 2025, from January of 2025 to January 2026? The 𝗷𝗃𝗃, or the dollar
Stay ahead of the
strength
game,
index.
man. It's just like it's the people that can see into the future, that have that fortitude to see ahead. That's what it's about.
Exactly.
That's what makes people wealthy.
You know what? I heard a quote that I have loved for a long time, but it just reminded me this week. Stan Druckenmiller, who's, just like a kind of a Wall Street legend. He's a billionaire. He's a big bond guy. But he said, like, the problem with investing is people invest in like right now, not in 5 or 10 years from now.
Right.
And so, the best time to buy gold and silver, sure, was even just a year ago, but we still have a massive structural.
I was told you want to keep buying now, even when it hits 300, you want to keep buying because it's just going to keep going up.
Dollar cost average. Yeah. And things ebb and flow.
I mean, why would you just, a lot of people are like, well, it's already at 80. I missed the boat. No, you didn't.
No.
It's going to keep shooting up. You didn't miss the boat. You can get on it now. You can hit the link below. Micah, I appreciate it. I got to jump.
No problem. Thanks for having me on,
Noble
David.
Gold Investments, what do people do?
Yeah. Give us a call, 877-646-5347. You can ask for me. I would love to chat with you. There's no pressure. We're just guides. We're here to answer your questions. We're here to walk you through the process, whether you're doing a home delivery or you're doing a retirement account. It's super simple. We'll take care of you. You can work with me directly. You can work with any of my colleagues. We're all investors. We're not salespeople. We are not going to beat you up. Just call us. Take the jump. This is the time. David, thanks so much for having me on. I look forward to serving you and your audience for many years to come. Thanks so much, and I hope we can do this again.
You got it, Micah. Thank you. Stay with me just for a sec.